Well, many governments across the world have started to take action against questionable politicians and leaders in a bid to free their countries from the grip of corruption, just like what took place in Malaysia today.
South Africa's former president Jacob Zuma is to face prosecution for 16 charges of corruption relating to a multi-billion-dollar arms deal. The case centers on a deal to modernize the country's defense in the late 1990s, and the charges, which Zuma denies, include counts of fraud, racketeering and money laundering. Brazil's top prosecutor charged former presidents Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva and Dilma Rousseff with forming a criminal organization to divert funds from the country's state oil company. Lula da Silva is currently in prison for corruption charges. Peru's President Pedro Pablo Kuczynski resigned after secret video recordings entangled him in a new corruption scandal on the eve of an impeachment vote. In 2015, an Egyptian court sentenced ousted President Hosni Mubarak and his two sons to 3 years in prison for embezzlement. French Labour Minister Muriel Pénicaud will be questioned by a judge this month over suspected favoritism involving a 2016 event in Las Vegas featuring Emmanuel Macron, the current French president who was economy minister at the time. These are just some of the big names that made headlines, and the list is much longer.
Well, while all those efforts are being taken by those countries world over to rid their countries from corruption, over in Sri Lanka, the situation is somewhat different.
Former Central Bank Governor Arjuna Mahendran is named as the chief suspect in the case filed over the Central Bank Treasury bond scam, which is termed as the largest financial crime in Sri Lankan history. He was last known to be in Singapore, and his current whereabouts are unknown. Former Sri Lankan ambassador to the United States, Jalia Wickremasurya, is wanted by court in relation to the alleged misappropriation of $132,000 of state funds in the process of purchasing a building for the Sri Lankan embassy in Washington, D.C. Former Sri Lankan ambassador to Russia, Udayanga Weeratunga, is wanted by Sri Lankan authorities in relation to investigations pertaining to alleged embezzlement of public funds to the tune of $7.833 million with regard to procurement of MiG aircraft and money laundering. Following investigations that were conducted, according to authorities, Weeratunga's accounts contained $2.5 million. Investigations conducted by the CID have revealed that some of the inward remittances have originated from companies that do not engage in illicit business, incorporated in Panama, the Marshall Islands, Cyprus and Belize. These are some of the key public servants wanted by Sri Lanka and are evading arrest. At the same time, there are other public servants, past and present, who were arrested in Sri Lanka and thereafter released on bail pending trial. There are allegations over the failure in the part of the governments to apprehend and imprison some strongmen from the previous regime and the present administration in relation to corruption, fraud, misappropriation and even murder.
What happened? Not a single rogue was arrested. They formed a motto for themselves, which is to loot at least a rupee more than what was looted by those in the past. Take a look at the global situation. Mahathir Mohamad becomes Malaysia's Prime Minister. Even before 24 hours passed, he started to enforce practical action. Our people entered into deals. They even gave choppers for them to fly with the rogues. Now they say Gotabaya Rajapaksa cannot be arrested. At the next cabinet briefing, they would say Arjuna Mahendran is a Singapore national and he cannot be arrested. We are ranked 4th among the most corrupt countries in the world. Why can't we root out theft? That task is being given to the thieves. Where is good governance? That has blown away with the wind. The governor of the central bank, appointed by Ranil Wickremesinghe, looted millions and fled the country. Who can we question about this? It's been years and Maitri and Ranil could not even catch a single thief. The thieves are roaming free. Where is Udayanga Weeratunga? Where are those involved in the avant-garde matter? They are living in luxury overseas. They won't nab anyone. A stack of money is given to them. The rulers live in luxury while securing their positions, and the burden is put on the people. For more than 16 months, 14.5 million rupees was paid as rent each month for an empty building by the Ministry of Agriculture. The old premises was closed down. We have received word they have begun repairs at the premises. The new minister says they will move there. Then why was this building taken on rent? Was it Duminda Disanayaka's money or Ranil Wickramasinghe's money or their family inheritance used to pay for that? It's the people's money and the farmers' money. We are living in a country where we do not see a very bright future ahead. We are aware the law is not enforced equally in the country we live in. If the wrongdoer is powerful and has political connections or is one in politics, the law is enforced in a different way. This is the situation since the recent past. In a country where there is no rule of law, statements on peace are just limited to words.